Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to another episode of Samplin Samples. Today I'm going to be sampling from the brand of Cartier, and this is L'Envol by Cartier 2016 release, so a newish release. I did do an initial impression on this little sample that I had back in January 28th, 2017. So it took me a while to deplete this little sample I had. But I will put the initial impression video at the end of this video if you haven't checked it out, so you can click on it and go check out what my initial thoughts were. Were they different from sampling samples? Sometimes they are, sometimes I'm on point, and initial impression was perfect. So the big notes in this particular fragrance, L'Envol, was honey and iris. Iris is one of my, well, both of these are actually two of my favorite notes in the fragrance game. If I had a top 20, those would probably be in my top 20 as my top notes in the game. My impressions of L'Envol. Well, my initial impression, if I remember correctly, and it was a few months ago and I'm getting old, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I was kind of lukewarm on this scent. I really wasn't, up in arms and saying, oh my God, it's amazing. And I know there's a huge hype. There's not a huge hype. What am I saying? I'm lying. Base notes and Fragrantica, both of them, people are loving this scent. And I really wasn't on board, we'll say. So my impressions when wearing it, when depleting this sample's long gone. Wearing more of this on my skin from the initial impression showed me the true honey note in this scent. Very smooth. It was very well balanced honey and iris based scent. There's watery violets in here. They're a great addition to the scent also. The honey itself is not a dense honey. It really isn't. Some honeys are very, let's say, gourmandish, very sticky. This was a very light honey note in the fragrance. Even though it's a major player in the fragrance, this is a very light fragrance. A good balance of powder in here too. There's a powderiness to it. Gaiac wood comes through more in the dry down. This scent is, I nailed on the head when I said in the initial impression, I said, this is great for spring. Yes, it is. It was absolutely amazing for spring. I wore it in the spring. I could actually say this is a perfect cool spring night scent for me. It doesn't have an air of sexiness to it. And when people think honey, they're thinking maybe there's a gourmand sexiness to it. No, this is a very comforting, it felt kind of plain in the initial impression. That's how it felt. It felt plain, but I see a lot of great things in this fragrance. I kind of was hoping that I was going to get a second sample of this, to be quite honest. But I have turned around with this sample on this scent. So the sampling samples does make initial impressions isn't everything, as you can tell. What a difference from the initial impression to finishing just one sample. There's a difference there. So that tells you, when you're going in a store and you're spraying it on a piece of paper, you go, boom. Don't buy it right away. Go for a walk, put it on your skin, get a sample from the sales associate. That is something that I've learned. Learned it. You learn it too. Don't do like me sometimes and blind buy. Well, I love blind buying though. Anyway, staying power in this fragrance on my skin, not too shabby. 5 to 8 hours with moderate projection. So it's okay. It's not a beast per se, and that's not what I'm looking for in every scent, but 5 to 8 hours of moderate projection is not too bad. The good things about this particular fragrance, very unisex. I could see a woman wearing this and pulling it off really, really well. Very well balanced and well constructed. Really something when I was wearing it, I was like, wow, this is really well done. The bad things about this fragrance, when people are associating honey with gourmands, it's not a gourmand-like fragrance. Those sweet tooth users, this is not your typical designer release. That is one thing I kind of have to say. It doesn't have that bubblegumminess, right? You're not going to get an Armani Code Profumo. You're not going to get a 1 million Privé out of this thing. This is a fragrance that's kind of tippy-toeing into the art of fragrance. I really like that. I like when designer brands do that. And this one kind of took me aback from initial impressions to this. Not too bad. Now, my final take, is this bottle worthy? Another sample or a pass? I got to go with bottle worthy. This is a fragrance that I think I'm going to I think the more I'm going to wear it, the more I'm going to like it, especially looking at reviews. And I know I don't, and you guys should do this too. I don't base my reviews on my buying. No, 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 no. But it is a really good telltale sign when you're going on base notes for Fragrantica, YouTube, and a lot of positives come out. Now, obviously, as I did, my initial impression, if you asked me with my initial impression, is this bottle worthy? I would have said no. But now that I went through a whole sample, I think so. And that's personally for me. And I think if you do take my word quite seriously, go check out other reviews on this. Go check it out and try to get a sample of this and see if it's up your alley. Again, it's more tippy-toeing in people that really like well-constructed, well-balanced designer scents. You know, they don't all have to be Armani Code Profumos and Bulgaria Aqua, Mara, things like that. So really, I think an excellent release. That goes to my star rating. You know, trash bin to, you know, I want to get a bottle now, which is a 5. I would give this a 4. This is fairly high for Cartier to get a 4 from me, especially in sampling samples. I really like this one. That one sample really did a thing on me. So. It did a good thing. So I'm rambling on, so I'm going to say kudos. And yes, please comment below if you have smelt L'Envol by Cartier. Please, I'd love to hear that if you're interested in the fragrance, or you had a bad experience with the fragrance or things like that. I love hearing what you guys say out there. More comments, the better. I want to see what you guys think. Good, bad, the ugly, lukewarm, you're interested, you're not interested. You watch my review and you say, this is not up my alley. I love hearing stuff. I love hearing from all of you. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.